Good morning, students. In previous class we have learned factors affecting on equilibrium or equilibrium position or equilibrium state. So all are equal votes. Which factors affect on equilibrium position? Concentration of reactants or products. Second one is temperature and the third one is pressure. Pressure is applicable for only gases reactions. Okay. So here is also a brief explanation, that is factors affecting on equilibrium. Once again repeated. Okay. First of all, we will see concentration change. For example, here let's consider a general reversible reaction. That is A and B both are in equilibrium. Here A is reactant and B is product. If reactant concentration is increased, then the equilibrium will be shifted to forward direction, or it is favored for the forward direction. Which is favored? Reactant concentration is increased. Next, if or when the reactant concentration is decreased, that indicates the equilibrium will be shifted to backward direction, or decreasing of reactant is favored for the backward reaction. Okay. Next, increasing of product concentration, it is favored for the backward direction, and decreasing of product concentration, it is favored for the forward direction. So here both are, if reactant concentration increases as well as product concentration will be decreases, in both situations forward direction is favored, and reactant concentration decreases as well as product concentration increases, in both situations backward reactions are favored. Next, pressure changes. It is applicable for only gases, and the reactant moles and the product moles both are different. At these situations we can apply, or pressure can change the equilibrium position. So here reactant is 1 mole and the product is 2 moles. Whenever the pressure is increases, that is favorable for less number of moles of substance, or less number of moles of system. Okay. If the pressure is increases, the equilibrium will be shifted to less number of moles, or volume is decreases. Okay. If the pressure decreases, here is also forward direction is favorable, because in forward direction number of moles as well as the volume both are increases. Okay. So pressure is increases is favorable for number of moles or volume, both are increases. If the pressure decreases, number of moles or volume both are increases process. Okay. So another reaction, if the reactant is 2 mole, product is 1 mole, so both are different moles. Okay. In this situation is also, if the pressure is increases, already we know that pressure is increases, the equilibrium will be shifted to number of moles and the volume will be decreases. Okay. At that direction it is favorable. If the pressure is decreases, it is backward, means high number of moles or high volume. So pressure decreases belongs to the high volume, pressure increases belongs to the low volume or low number of moles. And the third one is temperature change. Here for exothermic reaction, if the reversible reaction is exothermic, here heat is released. So don't worry, already mentioned that delta value is given in your exams. So directly we find out the reversible reaction is endothermic or exothermic. Here delta H value is negative, that's why this reversible reaction is exothermic. Forward process is exothermic and the backward process is endothermic. If the exothermic situations are in exothermic reactions, whenever high temperature is favored for the backward direction and the low temperature is favored for the forward direction. For an endothermic reaction, if it is an endothermic reaction, because delta H value is positive, that's why this reversible reaction is endothermic and the forward reaction is endothermic, backward reaction is exothermic. In endothermic situations, high temperature is favorable for the forward because it is an endothermic process. Low temperature is favorable for the backward, means exothermic reactions. Okay, so from this we can conclude that for the reaction is exothermic, in that situations low temperatures are favorable. If the reaction is endothermic, high temperature is favorable for the endothermic. The next one is addition of inert gases. So addition of inert gas does not change equilibrium position, as well as the catalyst. Catalyst also does not change equilibrium position, but it can speed up the forward reaction or backward reaction. So this is a brief information, that is factors effect on equilibrium. Next, Le Chatelier principle applications. So generally Le Chatelier principle is applied in industrial method, because in industrial method the production of product making in large quantity or large scale. Okay, in that situations these conditions, which conditions? Optimum conditions. Optimum conditions means comfortable conditions are preferred in industrial method. By the using of Le Chatelier principle, we can determine the optimum conditions for a reversible reactions by the using of Le Chatelier principle. That is a very, very important application of Le Chatelier principle. So finally, Le Chatelier principle, by the using of Le Chatelier principle, we can determine the optimum conditions for a reversible reactions. Okay, that is the main theme of Le Chatelier principle. So now let's see some industrial process by the using of Le Chatelier principle. How can produce more yield of product? Okay, so now first one is industrial method of synthesis of ammonia by Haber process. Already we known ammonia is very, very important substances in fertilizers. Okay, but actually the production of ammonia is a equilibrium process. In equilibrium process, what happened? In equilibrium mixture having a both reactants and the products, but we want to only product. So in that situations, by the using of Le Chatelier principle, we can obtain or we can deduce the formation of ammonia. So now let's see. Actually the reaction ammonia, the formation of ammonia is a exothermic process. How can it determine? If the delta H is given, that this delta H indication the heat is released in this process. That's why we can determine this reversible reaction is exothermic reaction. So formation of ammonia is a exothermic, the backward reaction is endothermic. Okay, now the forward reaction ammonia is a exothermic reaction. Okay, so according to Le Chatelier principle, what happened? Exothermic, for exothermic reaction low temperature is favorable. Okay, but here at low temperature the reaction is very, very slow. Okay, that's why by the using of Le Chatelier principle we can determine optimum conditions are optimum temperature. Optimum means is a comfortable temperature. Okay, so here how much the comfortable temperature? The optimum temperature is 725 to 775 Kelvin. So this is a comfortable condition for the formation of ammonia. And at low temperature the reaction will be slow. That's why catalyst will be used in this Haber process. So which catalyst? Iron is a catalyst as well as molybdenum is a promoter. So both catalysts are used. One is catalyst, one is co-catalyst. We can call it as a promoter, molybdenum, iron. So these are used for the speed of the formation of ammonia. Okay. Next, the forward reaction is production of ammonia. But how many moles? Less number of moles of ammonia will be produced in Haber process. So here already we know that pressure affects on equilibrium position. If the pressure is increases, the forward reaction is favorable, because in forward reaction number of moles and the volume will be decreases. So that's why increasing pressure is favorable condition for Haber process. Okay, if the low pressure, the equilibrium will be shifted to number of moles or volume increases. So that's why increasing pressure is favorable condition for the Haber process. So according to Le Chatelier principle, high pressure favor the formation of ammonia. So here an optimum pressure is 200 to 500 atmosphere pressure is used. So finally, by the using of Le Chatelier principle, we can determine the optimum conditions. So pressure is 200 to 500 atmosphere pressure, temperature is 725 to 775 Kelvin, the catalyst is iron, and the promoter is that is also co-catalyst is molybdenum. So these are optimum conditions for Haber process. So these conditions are determined by the Le Chatelier principle. Next one is another process, industrial synthesis of sulfur trioxide. So the main ingredient for the production of sulfuric acid is sulfur trioxide. Okay, that's why the production of sulfur trioxide is very, very important. But actually production of sulfur trioxide is a equilibrium process. So don't worry, we have applying the Le Chatelier principle, we can obtain more yield of sulfur trioxide. Okay, that is the importance of Le Chatelier principle. So here is also same as it is the Haber process, but okay, some conditions are different. So forward reaction already delta H is given. So from this delta H is negative, we can determine the forward process is exothermic process and the backward process is endothermic process. Okay, so according to Le Chatelier principle, low temperatures are favorable for the formation of sulfur trioxide. That is but here at low temperature the reaction is also very slow. That's why some of the catalyst is used. Which catalyst? Here vanadium pentaoxide is used as a catalyst to increase the speed of the reaction. And how much the optimum temperature? 673 to 723 Kelvin. These are the optimum conditions or optimum temperature for the formation of sulfur trioxide. Next, pressure. The forward reaction is involves the decreasing the number of moles or decreasing the volume. So volume decreasing is nothing but if the pressure increases, the equilibrium will be shifted to production of sulfur trioxide. That is, increasing pressure is favorable condition for the production of sulfur trioxide according to Le Chatelier principle. High pressures favor the formation of sulfur trioxide, but at high pressure the towers used in the synthesis are corroded. That's why optimum pressures are determined by the using of Le Chatelier principle. Which are optimum pressures? 1 to 2 atmosphere pressure is used. So finally we can determine the optimum conditions for the formation of sulfur trioxide. So pressure is 1 to 2 atmosphere, temperature is 673 to 723 Kelvin, and the catalyst is vanadium pentaoxide. These are optimum conditions for the formation of sulfur trioxide. So these conditions are determined by the using of Le Chatelier principle. So that is the importance of Le Chatelier principle. So here completed the chemical equilibrium. Thank you.